Yo guys, what's up? It's me, him, and today this is going to be a follow-up video to the path predictions. Everybody has been saying they wanted another video. Thank you guys for all your support. We're on the road to 400 subs, by the way, so sub up. You know what I'm saying? And this is a quick like goal because I don't really expect this to blow up. I ain't expected to blow up like it did, but if we can get 50, no, you know what? If we can get 70 likes on this video, I will literally put up a giant poster in my room and we'll make a whole video live stream of going over all the paths, bro. So in the last video, I've read all of your guys' comments talking about how I missed a couple forms and that I didn't go too in depth into them. So this is going to be the complete Saiyan guide. This is the complete guide. Not only am I going to be including forms that will and should be added, that makes the most sense, but forms that I personally want in the game that I feel like would be a cool addition. So, starting off, the God Path, right? So, with the forms that I've already gone over, I'm not going to speak too much on. So, I'm really going to be talking about new content in this video, so don't worry about that. Now, the God Path, right? So, we already know I talked about Super Saiyan God Evolved. But during the time in between this video and the last, I've actually thought about a true Super Saiyan God transformation. You know, and what really inspired me to think of this was I was watching Battle of Gods recently, like the Super arc. Now, in this cutscene, you see it's a silhouette and he's fighting against Great Apes, correct? Now, honestly, Great Apes and Super Saiyan God have almost nothing to do with each other. But what I thought of was Beerus talking about how he wanted to try fight a true warrior and that a Super Saiyan God of Legend would be his rival. Now, I'm thinking, okay, so they could add a true Super Saiyan God to kind of go off of Dragon Ball Super's. Beerus' true rival was the legendary Super Saiyan God. You know? And I'm thinking, okay, we could have Super Saiyan God, and then the next path update, we could have either Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God Evolved, or Super Saiyan God Rose Evolved. Now, I know Super Saiyan God Rose is its own path, and honestly, I just want everybody to know that when I'm talking about the God Path, I'm also talking about the Divine Saiyan Path. Just think of, when I say blue, just think of Rose. Now, after blue, once we get Super Saiyan Blue, I remember you guys talking about how we have Kaioken, but unless I'm mistaken, I think Gray a while back was talking to some YouTuber, and he was saying how he was gonna make like Kaioken stack on. If I'll show you an example right now, if I turn Super Saiyan 4, I cannot stack Kaioken on top of it. And I'm assuming, based off of common sense, you know what I'm saying, and going off what he said, that we will not be able to stack Kaioken on path forms unless it is designed for that path. And that is why I brought up Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken in the last video. Because as we currently know it now, we cannot stack Kaioken on top of path forms. Now, Super Saiyan Blue Controlled or Perfected Super Saiyan Blue. That would be amazing. As if you don't know, in the Dragon Ball Super manga, in the Goku Black art and beyond, it first starts off with Goku, then Vegeta uses it. Goku perfects Super Saiyan Blue, and basically it entraps all of Super Saiyan Blue's aura, which is its power, speed, agility, everything. It attracts all of its aura, power, speed inside of itself, containing 100% of the power at all times, in exchange for Super Saiyan Blue Perfected to not last as long. Now, this would be really cool to implement. The only problem is the timing feature, because in the manga it stated that Super Saiyan Blue Perfected cannot be sustained forever, as it's a severe cost on the user's stamina. You gain great power, and it's the true power of Super Saiyan Blue at 100%. Now, this is obviously going to be a big up from Super Saiyan Blue in general, because not only in the manga but in the anime as well, Super Saiyan Blue is stated to get weaker over time quickly, because the user is expending so much of their energy at once. That's why Vegeta lost a hit in what was it, the Universe 6 saga. It wasn't because Vegeta couldn't whoop hit, it's because Super Saiyan Blue drains all the energy. That's why Super Saiyan Blue Goku could beat hit after, I think it was after the Universe 6 saga. They end up fighting again, and Goku did not need Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken to beat him. Of course he died, but he revived himself, you know? Now, what would be next after that? And this is what I personally want. This is a form I wouldn't say invented, but like I was talking about earlier, true Super Saiyan God. That would be the ultimate form of Super Saiyan God. You know, finally being the rival that Beerus wanted. You know what I'm saying? Because Super Saiyan Blue is just the Super Saiyan version of Super Saiyan God, as we all know. But Super Saiyan God can become its own path in a sense. Instead of going down the route of a Saiyan, you go down the route of a God and truly evolve that power into something else. Going from Super Saiyan God to Super Saiyan God Evolved to true Super Saiyan God. And I think that would be really cool. Now, what I want to talk about next is the Primal path. As you know, in my last video, I was talking about Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker being a God form. And it is. There's no mistake about that, because to obtain Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker, one has to have Super Saiyan 4 and do the God ritual. They must have Super Saiyan God as well. That doesn't mean they have to be able to access it, but they must have God key within their body. Now, another alternative is Golden Super Saiyan 4. And if you have been around any longer than 10 years in the Dragon Ball community, you know of the Golden Super Saiyan 4, which is Super Saiyan 4 stacked on top of Super Saiyan. Now, the reason why this works is because Super Saiyan 4 is not a Super Saiyan transformation in GT, but Daima's is. Because in GT, you cannot see Goku go from Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 3 into Super Saiyan 4. Because Super Saiyan 3 is the physical limit of a Super Saiyan's power. Not only is this stated in the Daisenshu, but it's stated in the series in GT as well. But to evolve one's power is to go back to the basics, to evolve the Grade 8 and the Super Saiyan powers in down one path. So to combine the Super Saiyan 4 with Super Saiyan would make logical sense, allowing for a Golden Super Saiyan 4. And if I can show this cutscene real quick, I will go Golden Grade 8, and then I'll literally transform into a Super Saiyan 4, and we'll see for a split second, I'll turn into a Golden Super Saiyan 4. And it does the same thing in the GT anime as well, for all you people who have not seen it. But I think that would be the perfect transformation for this path. Now, for the next one, for the ultimate Primal path, I believe it should be Dragon SSJ. Now, this is, like I said, I wouldn't say I created it, but this is inspired by GT's implementation of Goku eating the Dragon Ball. If you have not seen Goku in GT, he dies at the end of it, but he absorbs the Dragon Balls and becomes one with it. So in this instance, he becomes omnipresent, right? Now, in Dragon Ball AF, which is officially written by Dragon Ball Super's writer, Toyotaro, he achieves Super Saiyan 5. And of course, I think that should come in the third path update, but I'm talking about an ultimate form right now. And Dragon SSJ would be the perfect fit for that, as if one absorbs the Dragon Balls, their power would be unlimited, allowing them to transform into a dragon-like state themselves. Now, I have no clue what that would look like. Maybe they could have Dragon Balls on their back. You know, if you ever seen Xenoverse 2's 4-star Dragon Ball gi, it would be something like that. Something kind of like the Namekian's dragon form, right? And I think that would be really dope to implement, right? Now, finally, for the legendary Super Saiyan path, which I have not covered in the last video, and I apologize for that, but we're going to do that now. So for legendary Super Saiyan, there are a plethora of ways to go. Starting off with the combinations of other paths. Obviously, we have legendary Super Saiyan God. We have legendary Super Saiyan 4, which a lot of people want. Now, before I get directly into that, I just wanted to state those transformations that were not canon, but shown in Dragon Ball official media before. Now, for the first transformation, I believe that we can either go down the Kale route or the DBS Broly route. So in DBS Broly, because this is the one that's most well known, his Super Saiyan state is stacked on top of Wrathful. So I'm not sure if you can currently do this in game, but I think part of the path update should be allowing you to stack on top of your Wrathful form, on top of your Super Saiyan states. So you'll get Wrathful Full Power Super Saiyan, or the one that you see fighting to get Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. Or you could go down the Kale route, which is you could obtain legendary Super Saiyan Berserk. You could obtain legendary Super Saiyan Berserk 1 and legendary Super Saiyan Berserk 2. Now, obviously, those are pretty simple, and I know that they would look very similar to the legendary Super Saiyan forms. I don't know how they can make them look different, but those are obvious ways that paths can go. Of course, you can get the legendary Super Saiyan 3, but I think that's most likely. But if we're just talking about purely fun, hypothetical things right now, legendary Super Saiyan God would be the easiest form to implement. Because as I don't know if you've seen it, I think it was called Dragon Ball SD. I think I'm honestly wrong on that. I think that was a manga. But it was a Dragon Ball movie released in Japan for a special event where Goku ends up fusing with the audience while fighting against Super Saiyan God Broly. Now, his Super Saiyan God was completely different from everybody else's. He had long, dark green hair in which his power was unfathomable, forcing Goku to fuse with the audience. Now, the legendary Super Saiyan path can get this exact same form. Now, I think this would be a beautiful way to implement it, allowing them to do the God ritual as well, you know? And that could, there's so many ways to implement and combine the paths to make the forms make sense. And an example of combining the paths would be, currently I'm in Super Saiyan 4 right now, but in past update 2, it allows me to do the Super Saiyan God quest line. And then boom, when it says Super Saiyan 4 is not enough, I unlock Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker. You know what I'm saying? That would be the easiest way to implement. Now, those are my personal thoughts on the Saiyan path. Now, that's all I want to talk about during the Saiyan path. If y'all ever have any other opinions, comments, questions, just leave them down below in the comments like I literally just said. But look, this was really fun to make. Next, I want to talk about Namekians, because I think Namekians are really cool. And yeah, like I said, this video, I think 70 likes. If this video gets 70 likes, literally, we'll do a live stream. I put a poster board up on my wall. We draw all the Dragon Ball stuff you want. And we'll do the past, everything, man. But look, love you guys. You guys have a peace. And you guys have a peace day. Look, love y'all. Y'all have a blessed day. God loves you too. Peace out. Bye, bees.